Hi, I'm Chris, and welcome to my channel, Synergistic Singing. In the last video, we covered the difference between being tone deaf, which is a hearing disability, and someone who simply needs to learn the skill of singing in tune. So before we go into how to match pitch or how to sing in tune, we want to make sure that it's a skill that you actually need to learn and in what circumstances you need to learn this skill. To take your singing in tune tests, you're going to need 7 things. So you'll need a set aside time, so about half an hour to an hour. Then you'll need a set aside space, which should be private so no one's hearing you. You'll need a piano or piano app or keyboard, all that will work. You'll need a chart of letter names that go with the piano notes. Then you'll need something to record yourself and play back. Then you're going to want something to write down things, so pen and paper, your phone totally works. And then you want to pick out a couple songs that are pretty simple songs to use for some of the tests. Assuming you set aside time, let's go over the kind of space you'll want. You're going to want a private space where you're not concerned about other people hearing you. It takes time as a singer to get over the critical voice in your head that is saying not very nice things about your own voice. It takes time to get a handle on that. And until you're at that place, you definitely do not want to be worrying about other people's thoughts or opinions or comments. You just really want to be able to relax, sing freely, take the tests, and know that you're in a safe space. There's a lot of different places you could use, so be creative. You could sing in a closet, you could sing in a basement, you could sing in the house when no one's there, you could sing in your car if you're not driving. I actually had a student who got in the car, drove to an abandoned parking lot, and right in the middle of the parking lot would practice singing while looking around to make sure no one was hearing him. So hey, you know, whatever you need so that you're comfortable totally works. And he ended up performing later on, so that's pretty awesome. That's a long ways to go. So it doesn't matter, you know, where you're at with that. Just make sure that you're comfortable. Next, you're going to need something to record and play back with. So you could have an iPhone app that totally works. You could record on your computer. I mean, if you're feeling, you know, really retro and vintage, you could have a cassette player. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure, test it, make sure that it records your voice and that you can listen back. So that'll be important for that. Then next you'll want a piano of some sort. So you don't need to go out and buy a grand piano, but there's a lot of different things that you could use for that. You could, if you have a keyboard, great. You can, you know, or a piano, great. But you can also download an app. Just search, you know, in the App Store on your smartphone and download a piano. And then there's also a website, virtualpiano.net, and that'll have all of the notes that you can play there. So that'll be really useful. And then next up, you're going to need a chart of piano letter names. And this could be, you could just do a Google search and you'll see images and they'll have the letter name and with what note it goes. So it'll show you where on the piano you'll be looking for that. So once you have that together, then you just need something to write down what you notice as you listen back to these different tests that you'll be taking. And then you'll want to pick out a couple songs. You want to make sure these songs are simple songs. You don't want Bohemian Rhapsody or some crazy epic song that's all over the place and no, it's too much. You just want something really simple. This could be Amazing Grace, Mary Had a Little Lamb, any easygoing song, any song that's fairly simple, that's not overly flashy is the way to go. Once you have all those supplies together, check out my next video where we're going to cover the singing assessments, and for future singing tips, make sure to subscribe. Then lastly, for lessons either online or in my Austin, Texas studio, you can go to synergisticsinging.com/schedule a lesson. Thanks for watching.